Hello dear students. Now again, first of all, you know that this is the COVID periods, okay, and we are facing the pandemic of COVID. So that's why you have to follow the SMS rule. That is, again, you have to maintain the social distancing, okay, and you have to use mask when you go outside, basically at the crowd place, okay, and third thing, you have to use sanitizer when required, okay dear students, not regularly but when required, okay. Now in previous lecture, that is study lectures, I told you about the nucleophilic addition of ammonia and its derivative, okay. So now the students, some questions asked in the board examinations related to nucleophilic addition reactions of ammonia derivative, okay, butylaldehyde and ketones. So one questions may be asked that like this, you draw the structure of, so first question may be asked, you draw the structure of. So first of all, look at here, we have to focus on the some questions. Draw the structure of following. So now the students, let us focus on the questions. The cyclopropanone oxymes, okay, you have to draw the structure. Then acetaldehyde dimethylacetal, then ethylene ketal of hexane 3-one, okay. Then 2,4 dinitrophenylhydrazone of benzaldehyde, then semicarbazone of cyclobutanone. So these type of questions may be asked in the board examinations. Now how can you solve this type of questions? So look at here, first of all, here cyclo is given na, so you have to draw the ring, okay. Now this cyclo contains prop, prop means 3 carbon, so now you have to draw the structure of cyclo containing 3 carbon like this, okay dear students. Now on means this is ketone, so you have to write the double bond O, okay. Now you have to write the oxymes. So oxymes form when NH2 OH group are attached to this carbon containing O. So now what you have to do that? You have to remove 2H and 1 O, and this carbon can attach by double bond N. So now what is your answer? So like this you have to draw the answer, NOH. So this is known as cyclopropanone oxymes. Are you getting this point? Now second questions, acetaldehyde dimethyl acetal. So how this can be formed? When alcohol react with, that is alcohol, monohydric alcohol react with acetaldehyde. So again look at here, what you have to do that? You have to write the formula of acetaldehyde, okay, and you have to take the 2 molecule of alcohol like this, okay. Here write the dimethyl, so you can write methyl alcohol. Again you have taken one more methyl alcohol, okay. Now what you have to do that? You have to remove water molecule from here, okay. Now this O attached with this C, this O attached with this C. So now your structure will be CH3 CHO, okay. This also O, CH3 and CH3. So this is a type of gem dialkoxy. Here alkoxy means methoxy, okay. So this is basically the structure of acetaldehyde dimethyl acetal. So this is known as acetal. Are you getting this point? Now third questions. Now third questions beta. Ethylene ketal, that means ethylene glycol ketals of hexane 3-one. So first of all you draw the structure of hexane 3-one like this. Hexane 3-ones numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is known as hexane 3-one. Are you getting this point or not? Now you have to form the ketals. Ethylene glycol ketal means just you have to take the dihydric alcohol, that is ethylene glycol. Are you getting this point? So this is known as ethylene glycol. Now here again what you have to do that? You have to remove this O and 2H from this alcohol, and now this O attached with this C and this O attached with this C. So now your answer will be CH3 CH2, this C attached by O CS2, CS2, O, and this bond like this. Are you getting this point? Now this will produce what? This is known as ethylene ketal of hexane 3-one. So this type of question may be asked. So you have to write this structure in the board examinations. Okay, how this will be formed, this I told you. Now next questions, how can you draw the structure of 2,4 dinitrophenyl hydrazone of benzaldehyde? So first of all, write the structure of benzaldehyde. So benzaldehyde means ring benzene rings attached with CHO. This I also told you that this is also known as benzene carbaldehyde. Okay, now you have to draw the structure of 2,4, that is 2,4 diphenyl dinitrophenyl hydrazine. So like this you can draw the structure of 2,4-DNP. This is also known as Brady reagents. Now, so this is 2,4-DNP. Are you getting this point? Here I also told you that you have to remove the H from this nitrogen. So again O and 2H are removed and you have to attach with double bond. So now structure will be like this. So this is 2,4 dinitrophenyl hydrazone of benzaldehyde. Are you getting this point? So by this way you can draw the structure of this compound. Okay, NO2. So this is a type of hydrazone. Which hydrazone? 2,4-DNP. Are you getting the point? Now last question, semi-carbazone. So semi-carbazones are prepared with the help of, you have to prepare the cyclobutanone. So again cyclo means 4 ring, but means 4 carbon, this attached by double bond O. So this is known as cyclobutanone. Now this will react with semi-carbazide. The semi-carbazide is NH2, NH, C double bond O and NH2. So this semi-carbazide, this is known as semi-carbazide. Semi-carbazide, I told you about this, that this contains 2 NH2. Okay, but you have to remove the H from that N which NH2 attached with the NH. So now here also you have to remove 2H from this N. Okay, now this again joined by the double bond with this carbon. So now your structure will be like this, this N, NH, C double bond O and NH2. So this is known as semi-carbazone of cyclobutanone. So by this way you can draw the structure of these compound. So this type of question may be asked in the board examinations. So that's why I will discuss here. Now dear students, let us focus on the next important reactions, that is known as oxidation of aldehyde and ketone. So look at here, aldehydes and ketones can be converted into acid, but first of all you have to focus on the aldehydes. Aldehydes can be oxidized. Aldehydes can be oxidized to acid in presence of either KMnO4, that is strong oxidizing agent, HNO3, K2, Cr2O7. So these are the strong oxidizing agent, or even you can take mild oxidizing agent. Mild oxidizing agent such as Tollens reagent, such as Tollens reagent or failing solution, whatever taken here. Now this aldehyde can change into same carbon containing acid. Are you getting this point? Here aldehyde can be converted into acid by using these chemicals, okay, as a reagents. Now what happens with the ketones? So ketones can also be oxidized, but here what happens? Due to breaking of carbon take place here, so that's why you get the acid having the less number of carbon in respect to ketone. So now look at here, what happens basically, कि when the oxidation of ketone take place basically at strong oxidizing agent and also elevated temperature. In general way, ketones do not respond to oxidation, but in the vigorous conditions, what happens? The ketones can also be oxidized. That means at strong oxidizing reagents and at high temperature, what happens here? The oxidation of ketone also take place, giving the less number of carbon containing acid than ketone. So now look at here. Here what happens? The CO group in case of unsymmetrical ketone. Okay, this I told you about the unsymmetrical ketones. What happens here? The CO group or goes to that carbon which contains less number of alkyl group. So look at here. This CO attached with one carbon here and here attached with one or more carbon. So that's why this CO group go with the CH3. So now your answer will be CH3 and this CO change into COOH. So that means this will gives 2 carbon acid and now this also produce acid. So one more acid you can get RCOOH. Are you getting this point or not? So this is known as Popov rule. Popov rule. So according to this rule apply only in case of when ketones are unsymmetrical. In that conditions what you have to do that? CO group always goes to that alkyl group which are less in number. Now one more example you can take in to understand this concept. CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH2 and CH3. So look at here, this ketone group attached with 2 carbon here, attached with 3 carbons here. So now this CO group break like this. Okay, so now you get 3 carbon acid. So CH3, CH2, COH from here and this carbon also gives 3 carbon acid. So CH3, CH2 and COOH. Are you getting this point? So this is known as Popov rule. So this is all about the oxidation of general aldehydes and ketones. Now let us focus on the oxidation of aldehydes by mild oxidizing agent. So let us focus on the next reactions. Are you getting this point or not? So now let us focus oxidation of aldehyde by mild oxidizing agent. Mild oxidizing agent. These agents are basically what you have to know that is basically tolerance agents and failing solutions. So now first of all you have to know that tolerance test. Tolerance test. So one question is arises, what are the tolerance reagents? So this is basically ammonical silver nitrate solution is known as tolerance reagents. So this is known as tolerance reagents. Are you getting this point? And what is the use of this tolerance reagents? So you can say that. So one question is maybe arises, what is the tolerance reagents? Write one use of tolerance reagents. So tolerance reagents is basically ammonical silver nitrate solution. Are you getting this point? And it is used as mild oxidizing agents to oxidize aldehyde into acid. So now look at here, what happened with the tolerance reagents? So this tolerance reagents can be prepared by 2AgNO3 when react with NH4OH. So this will produce basically Ag2O plus 2NH4NO3 and plus water molecules. Now again what happens? This Ag2 O when react with again 4 molecule of ammonium hydroxide, so this will produce 2Ag NH3 का whole twice square bracket, this is a complex compound, and OH minus, and also produce 3 molecule of water, okay, and also produce basically, so this is known as Tollens reagent. Are you getting this point? So this is known as Tollens reagent. So maybe one question is arises, how we can prepare the Tollens reagent? So by this way you can prepare the Tollens reagent. So this is the gray PPT, Ag2O, this is known gray PPT. Okay dear students, so this reagent have to use in the chemical reactions. So now let us focus on the chemical reaction take place to identify the aldehydes with ketones. So now look at here, the one reactions you have to write like this. Aldehydes you have taken RCHO. Now it will react with Tollens reagents, that is Ag NH3 का whole twice square bracket plus charge plus 3 OH minus. So these reagents are basically known as Tollens reagents. Okay dear students, here you can write the two. So this is known as Tollens reagent. Okay, so this is known as Tollens reagents. Now when heated, it will liberate. Now the RCHO change into RCO minus plus this liberate 2Ag. This is silver mirror test. It is also known as silver mirror test. Plus produce 4 molecule of ammonia and plus water. So by this way you can change aldehyde into acetate ions. Sorry, you can say carboxylate ions. This carboxylate ions after acidification will change into acid. Okay, so that means look at here. Here this contains CHO. Now this C contains one more O. So that's why here aldehyde are oxidized, and this work as oxidizing agent. That means convert aldehyde into acid. Are you getting this point? Now you can note it down about this. This test is also known as silver mirror test. So this is also known as silver mirror test. Some more points noted down about the Tollens reagents. This test is also given by formic acid and also by terminal alkyne. Terminal alkynes means the alkynes at least having the carbon attached with the triple bond, and this carbon contains at least one H. So this is known as terminal alkynes. So terminal alkynes and formic acid also give Tollens reagent test. Now dear students, one more example we have taken to explain the Tollens test. So let us focus one more examples. Just example like given like this. Just you have to change this compound, sorry, CHO, and here attach double bond O. So this is aldehyde, this is ketone. Now what happens here? You have taken the Tollens reagent, okay. Now your product will be your product will be, only you have to change the CHO group into CO minus, and this will change into same. So here O will not be changed, only you have to change this group, and this will also produce Ag. This is known as silver mirror. Okay dear students, so by this way you can change aldehyde into acid group. Now, so these all about the Tollens test. So by this way you can differentiate the aldehydes by ketones. Are you getting this point? Now the second reagents you have to know that is known as failing reagents or failing solution. The failing solution. This is basically of two types. That means in the laboratory, two bottles are kept for filling solutions. One filling solutions A and filling solutions B. The solution A contains basically aqueous copper sulfate, okay, and the filling solutions B basically have aqueous solutions of this have alkaline sodium potassium tartrate. So now what is the tartrate? This is the came from tartaric acid. Tartaric acid means CHOH here, and this is COOH. Now again CHCOOH, okay, and OH. This is known as tartaric acid. But you have to prepare the sodium potassium tartrate. You have to remove one H from here, one H from here, and add sodium here and add potassium here. So this contains sodium potassium tartrate alkaline solutions, okay. So this solution is blue in color due to aqueous copper sulfate, okay. So now what happens here? So first of all you have to know that there are two type of filling solutions are there, A and B, okay. A is basically aqueous copper sulfate and B is basically alkaline sodium potassium tartrate, and this is the structure of sodium potassium tartrate. Now what happens with the aldehydes and ketones? So look at here, these reactions are given with only by aldehydes. So again look at here, R CHO taken, this will react with 2Cu2 plus 5 OH minus. So this chemical came from failing solution, okay. Only write in the examination like this. Are you getting this point? So now this will change into RCO minus and you got Cu2O. This is red brown PPT, and plus you have to write water to balance this. That means 3 molecule of water. So now you can write 3 molecule of. So nowadays students, what the difference between the one more reagents you can use, that is known as Benedict solution. In Benedict solutions you have to take the citric acid in place of tartaric acid. So the formula of citric acid is, that is structure of citric acid is this. So this is known as citric acid. Are you getting this point? So in place of tartaric acid, if you use citric acid, so now this is known as Benedict solution. This solution also oxidize aldehyde into acid. Now next most important reactions, that is known as haloform reactions. Haloform reactions. This is also known as chloroform reactions, iodoform reactions, bromoform reactions, okay, if you use the different halogens. Now let us focus on the iodoform reactions. Iodoform reactions. This reaction basically you can use for the distinguish between the aldehyde ketones and alcohols, okay. So now what is the condition you have to know that? So first of all you have to know that you have to use NaOH plus I2, okay. This can be written like this also, NaOI. So this is known as sodium hypoiodide. Are you getting this point? Either written NaOH plus I2 or written NaOI. And second, the reactants should be having CH3 C double bond O group, that is known as methyl ketone. Okay. Either it have CH3 CHOH group, okay dear student. That means all alkane to all will gives this test. One more thing you have to know that only one aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde, will gives this test. Here both have to convert into methyl ketones, okay. So now this is only aldehydes, that is known as acetaldehyde, will give this test. So maybe one question arises, how can you differentiate between the acetaldehyde and other aldehyde? So you can use iodoform test, okay. If one question maybe arises, how can you differentiate between the aldehyde and ketones, okay. So only this aldehyde gives iodoform test, other aldehyde do not respond to this test. So that's why you can use also to differentiate between the aldehydes and ketones. Are you getting this point? One more thing you have to note down that the ketone do not respond to the Fehling solutions and tolerance test. This is due to, you know that in case of ketone the carbon-carbon bond have to break, okay, and the Fehling solutions and tolerance agents are basically mild oxidizing agents. So that's why they do not break the carbon-carbon bonds, okay, and that's why ketone do not respond to the tolerance test and Fehling solution test. Now look about the iodoform reactions. What you have to do that? CH3, C double bond O, CS2 and CS3. So again look at here, this is a methyl ketone. So only you have to search this, okay. Now what you to write on the arrow? NaOI, either you can write NaOH plus I2. Now what is your answer? So just this CH3 group are convert into CHI3, that is known as iodoform. Are you getting this point? This CH3 can change into CHI3. Now the rest of the, okay, carbon, here you have to add ONA. So now CH3, CH2 and this is known as CONA, okay. So this is your answer. Now this is known as iodoform, and this is yellow in color. So that's why you can identify that iodoform will be far. Now one more questions. The benzene rings are taken. So this is known as acetophenone, okay. So this is known as acetophenone. So one question may be arises, acetophenone can be respond to the iodoform test, but benzophenone do not. So now one more chemical you can draw like this, that is known as benzophenone, okay. So this is known as benzophenone. So look at here, they do not contain CH3CO group, so that's why they do not give iodoform test. Now here what happens, same thing are again repeated, okay. You can write like this, and now again CH3 will change into CHI3 and here you have to add ONA. So now your answer will be like this. This will change into sodium benzoate and plus this will form CHI3, that is known as iodoform. So by this way you can convert iodoform, that means methyl ketone can be changed into iodoform. So this is known as iodoform reactions. If other halogens are used, so this will be known as haloform reactions. Now one more question may be raised, if this iodoform do not convert double bond into single bond. So now how this happen? Look at here. Now again look at here, what happened basically here, just NaOH plus I2, again you have to change this only into CHI3, so this will change into CHI3 plus, now rest of the things are same, that means no change in the double bond here, okay dear students. CH, you can add the CH also, and now this COONA. So by this way you can change, okay, ketones into iodoform. Thank you dear students.